Greetings, fellow travelers. Well, today, me and the kitty are here to talk about the mistakes that we sometimes make in our van builds and trying to get them rectified. So I've sat myself down in a city here where I can get some supplies and work for a little bit, and we're going to be fixing one of the mistakes that we made when we built this. So let's go ahead and show you what the problem is. And unfortunately, that does mean the kitty cat is going to have to move, because I made a big mistake with the base on my bed. Let me explain. As I've watched a lot of van lifers, many of them will say, just use a solid wood. Some of them say, if you use solid wood, it's going to build up moisture and all sorts of things like that. So, but nobody really has a good solid solution one way or the other, whether it makes a difference. Well, I decided that I wanted to go with something really porous, and I used the, like the pegboard, and you'll see what it is and why it was a mistake. Turns out that when my fat butt climbs up into bed and you put your knee right up here, particularly in between a couple of the support beams, it will break. And it has produced a fairly uncomfortable bed, even though for the most part the place has been very comfortable. So let me show you the problem, and then we're going to show you our solution. Alright, so coming on over to my nice and usually comfy bed, you can see I lift it up, and the pegboard here broke all over. Now this actually showed me something fun, that if I put a little shelf down here, I can actually reach and access stuff down here. Like I can go, whoa, propane! So I'm actually going to utilize that and build something here to be able to work with that. But I do need to get this bed fixed. So what we are going to do is I purchased some of this stuff here, which is PVC plastic. It's very light, but it seems extraordinarily sturdy. You can see I have a hard time bending it, and having a little bit more flex than wood does. I'm hoping that this is going to work. So let's go ahead and figure this out. First, let's go ahead and just unmake the bed. And you can see right here is that little divot where, that's where most of it is off. And so we're going to go ahead and work with that. Now, as far as the foam itself, I have 4 inches of memory foam here. This stuff here is going to reshape itself just fine, but I might flip it over when I have it all done. So let's go ahead and pull this guy off. And we can see that some of it is okay. Most of it, not really. Let's go ahead and burn that later. So let's go ahead and start with pulling these guys up. Well, I'm down here. I actually have a little light down here, and these batteries are about dead. So I'm going to go ahead and change the batteries. Well, it's nice and convenient. Charge those up later. While we're down here, we're going to clean some stuff up here as well. And let's see if I can tighten up the furnace as well. Let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. So here is where the furnace is. Works out nicely. And I'm going to tighten this guy up since I can get to it a little bit tighter. That's the furnace vent right there. Just inspect everything, make sure it's good, and then clean up all that dust. So I'm gonna use the large spot there. Talking lips. There we go. That's better. I'm gonna use the one fuller size one. We're gonna run that over most of it, and then the other one's gonna get cut in half, angled over, and then we're going to take the rest of the pieces and we're going to run them up along here. Hopefully I can pull it off. I might end up going back and using some of the old stuff just as a little bit of bottom line support. But overall it feels good and solid. The only concern I have is right here at this lip. We're going to put some joints in here to be able to lift and fold these open, but hopefully these will be good, and if not, then I'm going to get some crossbars to angle, but it shouldn't break like the last time. It might at worst bend. So we're going to go ahead and figure out the rest of these, and I'm going to screw the rest of the board in here. Probably just put a total of 4 screws in. I've already done 2 of them, but we're going to use using just standard drywall screws and some washers just to give ourselves a little bit of extra headroom on these. All right, so this side here is a single panel, 4 screws. I can easily pull it up and access the heater and stuff down there for maintenance. This is the new flap that I built in, so I can access stuff nice and easy. And I might make this a flap here too. When I bought these screws and bolts to run these through, I only bought 8 of them. I should have bought 16. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this like this for now. And should I need to, I can pull this guy up. Just 3 screws there, cut off the last part, and then add another one. Or this might just be okay for a period of time while I figure that out. But now everything here is good. So I'm going to need to clean up all that stuff and then just remount the bed. There we have it. Now the bed is actually just as comfortable as it was before all that board broke there, and looks pretty good, feels pretty sturdy, and hopefully it lasts. And I don't actually, once I put that mattress on, I don't actually feel that little up divot anymore, so that's all good. So there we are. One of my problems is solved. So thanks for coming along on this video here on Tux Traveler. We will see you a little bit further down the road.